The Lambton Sportsman Club offers their members and their guests the opportunity to test themselves in marksmanship. I headed out to the club to take a look at everything they have to offer.
The club first got started as a group of sportsmen with the 445 Club at Imperial Oil, and they worked that for a little while until 1976, and then they broke away and formed their own club just to be strictly a shooting club rather than a broad sportsman's club. We currently have 250 primary members, and including spouses and family members, 341 members. We have trap that we allow the general public to come out and shoot. Sporting clays is open to the general public. Archery is open to the general public. We have some tournaments that we open to the general public, and we also have tournaments that are closed that are strictly for members only. The rifle ranges and handgun ranges are members only and guests of members. To come on the property when nobody else is here, you have to be a member to let yourself in. If you're not a member, you can't come out here when nobody else is here. So there's benefits to being members. This is important to have a club available. Basically the camaraderie, everybody gets together, we all have a common interest. And it's also support that we have knowledge on the political aspect of things that are going on, the gun laws, and it's a sport that you can learn from other people. You come out and try a different discipline. You know, you can learn all kinds of new things from being with different people. We have handgun ranges and the rifle ranges that are open to the members 7 days a week. You can come out and use them anytime you want. We have organized trap, which is a shotgun sport. We have organized sporting clays, which is another shotgun sport. And then we run tournaments. We have action pistol. We have cowboy action where we all get to dress up like cowboys. Action pistol is an event where it's a timed event and you have to acquire and hit targets in order in a specific time. We have all kinds of fun tournaments that we play. We all dressed up as pirates and came out and shot one day. All kinds of just 22 rifle matches just to see who's the best shot. Ham and turkey shoots around Christmas time with a whole bunch of games where you can win a ham or a turkey if you're the best shot in your group. All kinds of social events. Club members and anybody that's going to handle a firearm be educated. It's the same reason why anybody that's going to drive a car needs to be educated. There are rules of the road. There are certain inherent dangers that go with it. It's the same as power tools or anything else. You have to know what you're doing before you get started, and that's another really good reason to join a club, because there's a lot of knowledge here that you can learn from other people and pick up some tips and pick up some pointers and get yourself into the habits of safe gun handling. The very first thing I would do is come out as a guest. Go on our website and find out when we're having an event that is interesting to you. If you are interested in cowboy action or you are interested in trap and you want to come out and watch and see what's involved, come out and watch and see what's involved. Take a look around, talk to some of the members, and then the next step that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get your PAL or your firearms license and purchase some firearms and come out and join in. The first thing that you have to have a PAL, you have to have your possession and acquisition license. All the members out here have their license. And then you apply for a membership and you come out and come to a board meeting. You meet the board of directors and we talk to you, and then I generally do an orientation with every new member, and we spend about an hour walking around the property and I show them where everything is, and we talk about what you can do and what you can't do and where you should do this and where you should do that, and basically answer any questions. And the first thing I tell everybody is my home phone number and my cell phone number. If you have a question, ask me and I will find out the answer for you. So I would love to be more active out here. I'm really disappointed when I come out with the facilities that we have that we don't see more people. We are a very active club, but I would love to come out here every day and find people shooting on the range, people shooting archery, and just constant activity out here all the time. And I realize everybody has time constraints, but my goal is to see people coming out and enjoying the club every day. And that would be my goal. It's a support system, it's a group, we all get together and you can learn things, and the camaraderie is fantastic. To get involved in the sport, it's a skill set that you learn. It's the same as playing golf or anything else. It's a skill set, it's muscle control, it's self-discipline, but there's a whole lot of fun that goes with it too, and I think you can meet some fantastic people and build your own self-confidence. It gives you a lot of peace of mind and peace and quiet that you can come out here, do your thing. And it's a very individual sport. If you want to compete with other people, you can. If you strictly want to compete with yourself, you can compete with yourself too.
After the break, we continue our coverage with the Lambton Sportsman Club. Stay tuned. Marksmanship has always been primarily a male-dominated sport, but over the past few years, it has begun to attract more female attention. The Lambton Sportsman Club offers a safe place for both men and women to practice their shooting skills.
Through my family, I've been a member pretty much my entire life. I'm 47 now, and I think I started shooting probably when I was 7 or 8 years old. I very much enjoy shooting. My father's a gunsmith, so I was brought up with it my entire life, and it's always been a very fun hobby for me. Myself, I do mainly handgun shooting. I also do what's called cowboy action shooting, which we literally dress up like cowboys and everybody has a different name, and we use the older style firearms, the single action handguns, lever action rifle, and a double barrel or side-by-side shotgun. And you kind of get to forget who you are for the day and pretend to be somebody else, and a little bit of role playing. It's a lot of fun. I like the handgun aspect of it, just to train your own accuracy and kind of compete with yourself. It's practice. It's like anything else. If you want to golf and you don't want to keep going in the rough, you got to practice. Generally speaking, women tend to be a little bit better shooters. It is still a male-dominated sport. The majority of our members are men. Their wives and family members are joining more and more and getting more involved. Women a lot of times do tend to be a little bit more accurate because I think they're not worried about the macho end of it and trying to look good. But some people have a really good natural flair for it. Some people have to practice a lot. With the ownership of firearms, there's very specific storage, transportation, that type of things, the way that the firearms have to be stored at home, how they have to be locked up depending on whether it's restricted or non-restricted. And then also in transportation, with restricted, there's only certain places you can take them. It has to be an authorized handgun range. With the club itself, we're inspected by the CFO, the Chief Firearms Office for Ontario. So we get a every 2-year inspection, and everything has to meet the criteria. They measure the shot fall for the shotgun sports, the trap and sporting clays. So where the stations are that you fire from can't be moved. There has to be a certain distance. The berm on the rifle and the handgun range have to be a certain height. Lots of safety. It's more safety than anything. I think a lot of women are intimidated by it. A number of clubs in the area, I know there's a club in London and they run a Women's Day a couple of times a year, and it's specifically for women, just the general public to come out, so that there isn't a lot of men around and they don't feel intimidated and they can try a lot of things. We're working toward like an open house of some sort that way, possibly female oriented, to get people out. We've seen a lot in the last couple of years, especially with our sporting clays, a lot of younger people and a lot of younger women coming out to shoot. And we've hosted a number of hunting courses here, and they are getting larger and larger with women, especially younger women. So I think it's kind of breaking through that wall of like not intimidation, but you don't want to go because there's going to be a bunch of guys there kind of thing. I think it's like anything else. It's honing an ability. So with hockey, you want to get the puck into the net. With golf, you want to get the ball into the hole. This is a really good self-discipline thing. So you start with a group this big on the paper, and you want to bring it down tighter and tighter, all into the bullseye. So you're constantly competing with yourself. It's nice because for myself, you get out there and you kind of get into the zone. You've got earplugs on. You block out all the other sound and the noise going on around you, and you're concentrating, and it just kind of helps to wipe out everything else that you're thinking about. Definitely, if you know somebody who belongs, ask them to bring you out as a guest. I meet people out here constantly, probably 3-4 times a week, that want to take a look around at the facilities, see what we have to offer. I think the biggest misconception that a lot of people have is they don't want to belong to a gun club because everybody there is a crack shot. But if you come out and watch me, I'm a lot of times last in whatever I'm competing in because I don't have the time to practice. I don't push myself to do it. I know I could get a lot better if I did. But none of us out here do it professionally. We all do it for fun, and we all started somewhere. Family members out here that come with their parents or their grandparents, shooting as young as 5, 7, 8, as long as they have the appropriate eye and ear protection. The firearm is suited to them so that they're not trying to hold something that's way too big and bulky, and they're very closely supervised by the person that's brought them out. Probably shotgun sports, I would say probably maybe more like a 12-year-old, just because of the size of the firearm, and there is some recoil. But something like a small 22 rifle, easily 8, 10-year-old would have no problem. We bring a couple of scout groups. Actually, we're up to 3 scout groups a year that come out, and they range, I think, from about, the kids that come out, I think, range between 10 and 12 up to about 16. And that's what all 3 of them want for their last end of year function to do, is to come out, and the parents want to shoot and the leaders want to shoot. And I think to join a club is to support your sport. So if you are a shooter, for certain people, if you're a handgunner or a rifle shooter, you need to belong to a club, because you can't just walk out in your backyard and shoot it if you have a farm kind of thing. Whereas with your shotgun, you can just go and shoot your shotgun sports. There isn't a huge advantage to belonging to a club monetarily wise, but it's the social aspect of it, the camaraderie, helping out, getting involved.
That's all we have for this week's edition of the Sports File, here on TV Cogeco. I'm your host, Samantha McFadden, and thanks for watching.